True social traditions.
Is that right?
Champagne before lunch. I do it now.
Rotary's changing. It's changing, it's getting into the Twitter and Facebook age. And some of us attended a Rotary assembly yesterday and the word is coming out, Rotarians no longer need to wear ties. They no longer are required to wear regalia. They're no longer required to meet 4 times a month, nor are they required to eat when they meet. Things are changing. So today's gathering is going to be slightly less formal than it has been in previous years, but nonetheless we're going to go through a few of the things that are familiar to us. And the first one is to please ask you to please be upstanding for Rotary grace.
Thank
You can't get Black Friday till May's out. Put wide angle lens on.
I'm trying not to get you in the photo, Michael. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
The Queen.
The Queen.
Tonight. Don't pay door.
Slightly more formal part of the luncheon. About almost a year ago, the club officers and I were asked to present our plans and hopes for the year. My job now is, you will be pleased to know very briefly, to tell you a quick synopsis of what I think is happening and we should be thanked. Most of our plans were in fact to continue the course of the many successful activities of the previous years. And in those years we generated income for the club and charity accounts, as well as possibly more importantly, promoting the place of Rotary to the public at large. As you know, the Masons are opened up a little bit and telling people what they do and all the goodness, and Rotary at long last is realising that the hundreds of millions or billions of dollars that it's spent on eradicating polio is widely unknown by the public. In the 1970s, there were on average 365,000 cases of polio in a year. 1,000 per day. So far this year, there are 2 countries that still have announced they have polio, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And there have been 14 cases in 2016. That's cost a lot of money. Billions of dollars have gone into it. A lot from Rotary, and also from the Bill and his wife's foundation, and also working with the United Nations. But Rotary's been the instigator in this, and as you know, still a lot of work to be done, because in fact polio, if there were no cases this year, it still takes another 3 years before they can say polio has been eradicated. So I'll bang the drum and say that's one of the things that Rotary's done and has gone unsung. Under Ray Needham, all the work had been done for the very hard-working team by Norman and Ray Hare in organising the fantastic fete in the first week of July on the green of the Queen's Theatre. It was a huge success, not necessarily financially, because it cost us money, but in promoting Rotary. However, to my mind, just as important, it demonstrated a fantastic team spirit within the club. So I, as incoming president, felt a little guilty because I was the one that had to lead the mayor around and say what a great fete it was. And I remember he was so hungry, he was munching his burger as we went around with his wife, and had a great time. Then we had lots of stalls there, lots of attractions for adults and children, and this is going to be happening again on the 2nd of July this year. And once again we're praying that, like last year, we had good weather for this and for the 2nd of July. But I wouldn't mention that. We have a variety of stalls, and Norman, our functions officer, is eager to collect anything you have, all those Tombola stalls, whether it be children's toys, unwanted Christmas presents, bottles of wine, and surprisingly enough,
Yale keys.
Yale keys. It's not keys in the hat, it's keys for a specific job that he's going to be doing. So if anyone has any of those things, please get your husbands or friends to bring them along to Rotary. One of our things that our club has always been, although a rather older club in many ways, both in terms of being formed in 1946 and the age of our members, we've always gone along with the spirit of the new things that Rotary is trying to do. And the Rotarians will know we were one of the first to get into visioning with Ray Hamilton and the new Go targets, the project. As in previous years, Brian Taps and Norman Ellenby have been the forces behind the fundraising social functions, the annual sponsored walk and Christmas collections. This year, Brian had, as usual, he arranged the Stroke Awareness Day, blood pressure thing, which takes place at the St Lawrence Church. And we had the usual number of people coming in who obviously don't go to their doctors to have their blood pressure checked, and something like 27% of the people that came in were asked either to go to hospitals or go to see their doctors. So, any of you in this room that haven't had your blood pressure checked recently? In the autumn we had our annual jazz night organised by Jim Haynes and very much enjoyed by all. But his vision to celebrate St George's Day with a recent big band night was brilliant, I thought. Years ago that I went to a gathering where there was a 17-piece band playing, and it was a great evening. And it raised quite a bit of money for us and charity, of course. Upminster Junior School eagerly took on the Rotary Shoebox scheme. And many thanks to George Larkey for maintaining the club's relationship with local schools. It looks as though he's arranging for Father Christmas to go to Dane Court has reignited their interest in Rotary. My thanks to the International Committee for its work in organising the very popular annual quiz night, and to Subash for his support of the Jaipur Liver Centre. I think that everyone worked extremely hard. More importantly for the international group was the outstanding amount of hard work by them and everyone else involved in making the visit by our German colleagues such a delightful and memorable occasion. David, Phil and Christine Smith, fantastic job. Wunderbar. There's only one other sheet, don't worry about it. I believe we've achieved the goal of making the public more aware of Rotary and all the good things it does, with thanks to Bob Bradman in developing a good rapport with the medium, and Colin Davis for his work on our website and Facebook. Colin has been fighting an uphill struggle with some members of the merits of current technology, but I think at long last he's winning the battle, and the results will prove him right. Last year I referred to the mantra that new members are the lifeblood of the club, and I hope that leads that Colin's provided so far might lead to just that, so we might welcome others to join, so that Terry Monk will not remain the newest recruit. And Terry, thank you for taking on the new responsibilities of the new year under Hock and Job. I also added that retaining members who have supported the club over the years was equally important. Rotarians are a diverse group of people, wherever you find them. Many one-offs. And I would like to mention one of our own one-offs, who is no longer with us, but will not be forgotten for a long time, and that's Alan Booty. I would like to now pay tribute to our club officers and committee chairmen for all their hard work and support they've given, and to their wives who have allowed them the freedom to do what they do so well. A special thanks to Brian Tass for taking over, not for the first time as secretary, so that I can enjoy being president for this current year. I must thank Jerry, my wife, for her help and tolerance, although I have... excuse me. She told me to put that in. And although I have mentioned a few of my members, I do hope that those I haven't don't feel ignored, because I must thank all of you for your support during my year as president, all of us being part of the Rotary family. There are two other Rotarians I would also deserve a special mention in my mind. Our very active almoner Ray Leach, who tirelessly rings and visits our sick-aiding members, all their partners, to offer comfort and support on behalf of the club. And the other is, if you choose the fresh and that old bugger, Ron Geggos, who advised the club that after 26 years as Speaker Secretary, he feels that the time has come for him to relinquish that responsibility at the end of this Rotary year. So would I please ask you to join me in giving a huge round of applause for delivering such a brilliant... delivering such a brilliant and interesting list of speakers over that extended period. A very, very hard act to follow. I'm sure it's not going to be done by one person. So I hope you've all enjoyed today's lunch, and thank you for your company. And on your behalf, I would like to thank the staff of Orsett Hall, but they've all disappeared, for their excellent food and good service. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was asked to just say, normally at this point, we in the old days, when we were less relaxed and different times, we had a formal evenings, President's Night they were there, and it all felt for some poor chap to actually say how wonderful the ladies looked. It was called Welcoming the Ladies, but I feel that's wrong now. I mean, we're all equal. Welcome you all, and you'll smash as well. So yeah, it falls to me just to thank everybody, the guests particularly, and supporters who've joined us today, because as a Rotary Club, as you've heard from Geoff, we are, well, a limited number, 30, 36 of us, something like that. And we work very hard throughout the year, raising a lot of money for charity, as well as enjoying ourselves. But without your support, we wouldn't be able to do that, because clearly when we hold our walks, we hold our fates and all these other activities, you come along, you support it, and you are the people who help up to raise the money. So you are an intrinsic and important part of our club. And I can clearly hope that that will continue, because without that support, we wouldn't be able to raise thousands of pounds, which we do each year. It was interesting that this year, Geoff briefly mentioned the sponsored walk. For the last 14, 15 years we've done it. We've raised money for St Francis Hospice, and probably will continue to do so. It was very pleasing for me that Geoff was handed a certificate by the hospice on the occasion of us presenting the £5,000 this year to say that we had in fact nearly collected over the years £100,000, I think, which gives some indication of how without your support and the walking you do, you know, we will start at 6 foot and end up at 5. It's worthwhile. It's a good walk. I've got a smashing one this year, so yeah. I hope you'll all come along with me. But from a personal point of view, I'd like to thank Geoff for being a splendid president this year. He suffered tremendous pressures. They say there's two very stressful things in life. One is getting divorced and the other's moving. Well, he experienced the second one this year, didn't he? He's just about recovering. I think Jerry's just about letting go off the ledge. So.
She's thinking about the first.
So despite all the hard work he's done for Rotary, he's also had to move as well. And I'm sure he's done it very well. So from me, it's a big thank you to everybody, particularly our supporters, as I say, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do the work we do. Thank you very much for this.
I present these to Jerry.
Oh, lovely.
Extend to you our usual wishes, and please be upstanding for the final toast, which is Rotary and peace the world over. Rotary and peace the world over.